Greetings, it's CrE-41 and today we're gonna make dirt. This is episode 3 I think of my series. Excuse me if I'm wrong, but yeah. Today we're gonna make dirt and we're gonna make something a little like this. I made this before, I'll show you a time lapse of this, how I made this. But first I'm gonna explain how you should make something like this, because I like a little bit of a chunky looking dirt. And this is what you're gonna need to make that. So to make that, I made a 64 by 64 resolution image. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna make circles like that, about the size that you want to make your chunks. This one is a bit big, so make them like that, maybe. Yeah, make them random sizes like that, and keep connecting them like this, and make them look round from the inside. And if you ever get to something like this, you just fill in the spaces in between. And once you got something laid out, you use the technique that I showed you in the previous episode to move the problem area to the middle if you want to do the sides. So for example, I'll show you this real quick. This isn't gonna be neat. I'll just do this real quick. I'll show you how to do that in the time lapse. I won't be talking over that, but you'll see how I did it. And make some circles here real quick, like that. Fill that in. Delete some of that. Oh. Okay, so as an example, if you want to work out the edges over here, make a new layer, just like in the previous episode. Select half of the texture, so 32. Cut it, paste it, move it to the right. You can select it and use the arrow keys if you are afraid of moving it up and down. Do the bottom layer. Select it, use the arrow key, and merge the layers. So now this side and this side will connect, and you can go ahead and make your circles here and here and here and use them to connect that. And if you've done that, you want to make sure this side and this side connect. Same principle. You make a new layer, select the bottom half. I think you know what I'm getting at here. Select the half, 32. Cut it, paste it, select it, move it down. Bottom layer, select it, cut it, paste it, move it up. And then you fill in your circles again. So yeah, I'll show you the time lapse right now. So once you have that, you're gonna want to make your chunks have a little bit of a dimension. Excuse me if you can hear my rabbit in the background. He's shoving some dirt up and down. Give it a little bit of a neutral gray background, like that, and make a new layer in between those, so between the gray and the chunks, and use a soft brush on the airbrush tool, and make it about, I think, 5. Let's see, 5 is a bit big. 3, that should be good. Use black. And now it's important to think of where the light's coming from in your texture. So I'm gonna pretend that the light's coming from the top left, so all the shades will be in the bottom right. So you make shades like that in every chunk you see, and I'll catch you when I'm done doing that. I deleted those. You want to make sure that you don't do the one on the edges, because we're gonna use the technique with the splitting the half again for the edges. So don't do the ones in the edges. So when you think you've done all the blocks or the circles in the middle, you're gonna make a new layer, and could be a little bit confusing, but to prevent most of the confusion, disable the shading layer that we were working on before, and we're gonna move the chunks again. So cut it, paste it on the top layer, select it, move it right. Do the same for the bottom layer, move it left. Make those merge again. Disable this one, enable this one, and do the same for this layer. Make a new layer, cut, new layer, paste, select, move it right, select the bottom layer, cut it, paste it, look for a selection point, select it, move it right, paste it, merge the layers, and activate the top layer again. As you can see, this should all line up again. If it doesn't, you did something wrong. You might want to Ctrl Z until you can do it again and try until it lines up. Once you've done all the ones in the middle, do the same thing, but for the up and down again. Select the top, half of it. Cut it, paste it, select it, move it down, bottom layer, cut, paste, select, move up. Merge the layers, disable it, select the bottom one, select half of it, and switch it around. Nope. See, I forgot to make a new layer. Even I make mistakes sometimes. Make a new layer, select the top, cut it, paste it, select it, move it down, Oh, I forgot this side. As you can see, I forgot one row of pixels. Get that. Cut. Paste. Move down. Cut. Paste. Move up. Merge layers. Select the top one. And now you can work on your shades again. And now they're in this middle. This one needs shades, this one, this one. Okay, so once you've done that, you're gonna want to do the exact same thing, but with white and on the top. And I'm not gonna record all this, I'm just gonna fill in all the top lefts. So I'll give you a few examples. Make a new layer for this. If you want, you can disable back layer, but I don't want to. And you're gonna fill in tops like that. And I'll see you once I've done that. So I flipped it around a few times. I think I'm gonna call it the half technique. I think maybe that's a good name. If you guys can think of a better name, please suggest it in the comments. But yeah, I used the half technique, so I switched the halves and made the light points, and I re-enabled the black points. You're gonna see some nice contrast in here. Oh wait, I didn't switch those. Let me do that real quick, because I didn't switch those with the white points. So what I did with the white ones was I selected the top and the bottom, made a new layer, half on half. Oh wait, that's not good. You see a stripe, that's not good. Try it again. That's the new layer, that one. Like that. Merge them. And now left to right. That's the same that I did with the white layer. As you can see, it created a nice depth to it. But we don't only want depth, we only want dirt. So, and by the way, I haven't prepared this episode, so I'm just going along as I do this. Let's see how we're gonna do this. Make a new layer. Make it a gray. Go to filter, map. Oh no, render, clouds, maybe clouds plasma. Yeah. Press OK. Map, where's it? Filter, map, make seamless, go to colorize, give this a nice dirt color. So go like orangey, pull down the saturation and the darkness, and it'll get a nice dirt color. And you put that as an overlay. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so you decrease the opacity of the lines like that, and now you play with the bottom layer a bit. Or you can try making the lighting layers overlays like that. Colorize the bottom layer. Or what we can do is we make the bottom layer a render, clouds, different clouds. Press OK. Filter, map, make seamless. Make a lot lighter because this is way too dark. That's not gonna work like that. Use this slider for lightness. That. Now you can use this one. Make it a bit darker. Colorize it. Like that. Just play around with it a little bit. Just see what I'm doing and play around with the sliders. I see that these lines are way too distinct, way too pixelated. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna duplicate the line layer. And I'm gonna go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. And as you can see here, it's gonna blur it out. I'm gonna try 3. That. And make it an overlay. Make it 100 again. It's a little bit too much of blur. Lower this one. Yeah, it's starting to look nice. But it's way too soft right now. So I'm gonna make a new layer. Make it gray. And then go to noise, RGB noise. Uncheck independent, press OK. I'm gonna do the same thing as we did with the grass. Select it all, cut it, paste it, scale it way up and wide, more up than wide. Rotate it, that, put it in your working area. In this case we're gonna make it seamless and put that as an overlay. It's gonna give it a little bit more depth. Still too soft, so we need some actual pixels in there. So we'll also do some, let's see, some noise, RGB noise. Make sure this is unchecked, like that. Make it seamless just to be sure. Put it as an overlay and play with the slider a little bit. Maybe move this layer down under here. No, that doesn't make too much of a difference. But yeah, I quite like how this looks. So let's try and see how this looks in game. We merge all layers, copy the texture, press Ctrl Z, so that if we did something wrong we can work on it. And I already see a dark spot here, so that's gonna cause tiling, but we'll see how it looks in game anyway. So close all your tabs, roaming, Minecraft, resource packs, tutorial, assets, pop-up, Minecraft, textures, blocks, search for dirt. Let's see, where's it? Dirt, there it is. Open in Gimp. Image, scale image, 64 by 64, none, scale, paste it, and overwrite. I'm gonna go ahead and start up the game, and I'll see you guys in game. So, we're in game now, and as you can see the texture works. It has some tiling problems, as I told you, with this dark spot. And the texture is quite a bit dark, just like we started off with the grass. Get out of here. But yeah, we're gonna fix that. Overall it looks pretty good. I would have made the chunks a little bit bigger if I knew that they were gonna be this small. But yeah, so let's go and fix the tiling problem. So I'm gonna fix this tiling problem the same way I fixed the grass tiling problem. I'm gonna duplicate the layer, disable the top one, make the bottom one lighter this time. Still using the wrong one. Lighter like that. Well, no, actually curves. Lighter. Select the bottom layer, or the top layer that is. Razor tool, make this 10. No, 20. Opacity on 50-ish. And click away. Just like that. And that fixed it. Merge. I noticed that was a bit too dark, so I'm gonna lighten it up a little bit. Also, I think I'm gonna make it a little less saturated. So we'll save this, and I'll see you in game. So we're in game now, and as you can see, the tiling problem there has been solved. Only I see that there's a line there. So we're gonna fix that next, and I also see that it's way too light right now. So yeah, I'll fix those problems, and then we're gonna test again. So the problem was down here. So what we do is we make a new layer, do the half technique. Select the half, cut it, paste it. You guys know the drill by now. Move it down, select the bottom, cut it, paste it, and merge the layers. As I can see, there's a little problem here, and mainly there and there. So I'm gonna fix this spot first, then I'm gonna move it again, so this is in the middle, and then I'll fix that. So as you can see, I'm still playing around a little bit with whether to use this brightness slider. This just increases the brightness overall, but the curves, it keeps the contrast. So yeah, play around with that a little bit, see what looks better. I tried both ways this time, and I think this one's gonna look better. Curves mostly looks better, just saying. But there are exceptions. It still looks a bit weird. So what I'm gonna try to do is use a mix of them. Go back, duplicate it twice. I'm gonna use one with curve and one with the saturation slider. Well, the UE saturation slider thing, you know what I mean. Put that one on there. Lower the opacity for now. Fix the spots with the bottom one, because this one is invisible right now. Now re-enable this one for a bit. As you can see, it's a bit weird brownish, so we're gonna edit that with the saturation slider like that. Make it a bit darker. See? So now we got a mix, and it looks quite good. Merge the layers. It was too light too, so we're gonna, oops. So we're gonna pull this down a bit, like that. save it, and I'll see you in game. So, we're in game again, and I think this looks pretty good for the dirt texture. And yeah, it looks pretty good. So now I'll show you how to make it work with the side grass. So, to make it work with the side grass, you go into your resource pack, go to the grass again. Let's see. Grass side, you want to get that. Open it with Gimp. Make it 64 by 64. Make sure this is on none. Copy your dirt over here. Now you go and get your grass side overlay, which you made in the previous episode. Copy that. Paste it over here and give it a grassy color. And make sure this grass color is about the same as the grass in your game, so it matches, because this is the grass color that it's gonna use for the fast graphics. So we'll try that. Override, and we'll look in game. So as you can see, the side grass is also working right now, but if you go to fast graphics, you'll see that the side grass is slightly too light, and I already kinda knew that was gonna happen. What you can also do with your side grass dirt is make a kind of a black border where it transfers from the grass to the dirt. That way it won't be so harsh, like you won't be able to see the pixels so much. So we'll do that right now. So we already merged those layers, so we're gonna make a new layer for the grass like that, and it should be a bit darker. So we'll curve it down a little bit, just a little bit, not too much, and make it a bit less saturated, a little bit. Make a new layer in between the dirt and the grass. Get your airbrush tool, make it about size 20, and get a black line through there. And as you can see, that makes it look a lot better. So you go and save this, or if you think this is a bit too rough, you can put it on overlay. That also looks quite good, but I kind of like it when it's on normal. So you save that, accept the changes, and check. So your side grass is now working. It's looking fine in fast graphics. Colors kind of match. Fancy graphics always looks better. And as you can see, in fancy graphics the dark line works as well, and it adds a nice effect. So there you go. Your dirt, your grass, and your side grass are now textured. And yeah, I don't know what the next episode will be about. Probably cobblestone or something. But yeah, this has been CrE-41, and I hope you liked this episode, and I'll see you again later.